Hi guys, we're here estate agent in Central Portugal. Today we are going to see a small farm with 2,500 square meters with an urban, this one just behind me, in ruined condition. It is registered with 135 square meters. With this will come a small garden, 50 meters away, with 1,250 square meters for you to play around with your veggie garden. Well located, we are in São Vicente da Beira. It's a big village with all amenities that you may need for your daily needs. Other than that, Castelo Branco just 30 minutes away. So come along with me, let's check it out. So this is the access to the property. We do have a tar road, and just 200 meters away we do have our main road, which leads us to São Vicente da Beira, which is quite a big village, which basically has everything that you need for your daily needs: pharmacy, restaurants, cafes, bakery, supermarket, so all of those things. Besides a big dam, which is called Barragem do Pisco, which of course you can cool down during the summer. So easy access. And by the way, to the left you go to Castelo Branco, which is a 30 minutes drive. And this is our exit. And let us walk a little bit, because the property doesn't touch our main road. We need to make, I would say, 250 meters to find our property on the left. But I decided to walk this just for you to have an idea that the access is indeed easy for any kind of vehicle. You don't need a 4x4 at all to reach this property. I don't know if you noticed, just at the end there on the middle behind the trees, we do have our urban, our building, which of course can be renovated. And the property will start on our left at this boulder here. And then it continues on to our left. So I believe you can see the landmarks just there. So the property makes a straight line till the last wall, which makes the limit of the property. It has like a triangle shape, closing a little bit and then widens up again to our more homey area, if you want to call it, next to the building. So the property has this old stone wall, and the road does continue on to other properties, of course. You have similar properties around. But yeah, this is the one. So this is one of the corners of the property, where we will find some trees, some cork, some olives, some fruit trees also. And this is our ruin, which is registered, okay? It's an urban, which has a full footage of 135 square meters, having 97 on the ground floor and 38 over there at that first story. This bearing in mind if you don't decide to expand the building. So it continues on a little bit. So this ideally will be two-story house, unless you want to make it a ground floor, but you can use all of this surface here, all of this, and still with this adjacent part, which the wall, of course, over the years has been collapsing. And this is an access to another property on our right, but this is a public path, which, by the way, you still have a small strip over here on this side, which belongs to the same article, has our main one or bigger one over here. And we have a fig tree. We will find some apples, some pears, I believe, besides the garden, which is at walking distance, and I will lead you walking to it. So basically I'm circling the property, our house just there, and the olives spread out along the property. So that's our landmark just in front of us, and this is our line. But just to show you that this is a continuance of this access just for this neighbor, which has this part over here. So it's your adjacent neighbor to the right, but this I'm not selling at the moment. This is what I have to show you today. So we've made all of this round access around the property. But let me walk you around the limits of the property so you can have a better sense. So again, this is a straight line, which is the boundary. And this is the narrowest part of the property. Over there it makes a small mount, which is the limit. It's a straight line from our boulder there and continues down. It's quite easy being here to understand the limits. And then here, I believe you can understand, it widens up in a triangle shape onto that last wall, quite beautiful one, which still doesn't face the road, because that tar road where we started to shoot the video is somewhere behind those three lines. You do have a neighbor between the main road and the property here. So it is fenced on the right side. The neighbor was the one making the fence. It's walled up at the end, and then we have this difference in height. Of course you can fence it or wall it, creating that limit of the property. Here basically we find just two trees, 1, 2. So of course for animals or for you to plant any other trees, go ahead, you do have the space for it. In regards to water, it's important to say that on this big piece you don't have water at the moment, so you must drill a borehole for water, which in this region it's quite easy. And you will spend between 3,000 and 4,000 euros drilling your own borehole. By the way, this is a strawberry tree, which does not produce strawberries, but these ones, okay, which they are called in Portuguese medronho, used to do aguardente. It's a very alcoholical beverage, like a brandy, Portuguese one. And some old vines. Of course, when you have water here, you can do whatever veggie garden you want. But at the moment, you do have the veggie garden on the other side of the house, which I will show you. It's a 1-minute walk, not more than that. Over here, we still find some fruit trees. This is an apple, but mainly it's olive trees that we find here at this part. This is another fruit tree, yet another big one, a strawberry tree, just there. And we walk there, it's when we make that curve. And let me show you the back of the building. Of course, it's a full renovation. Starting here, all of this. Let me pass through here, there we go. And there we do have an entry there, but all in ruin condition. And the view from here, it's to your property. It has a small slope, almost nothing, going down in towards the end of the property. And yeah, so the house sits on the highest point of the property. Yeah, some figs. But from here, let me walk you to the garden, where there we do have a well for water, for irrigation. And this is a path. I'm sure that at some point some wagons used to pass here. Nowadays I don't see a car, you do not have space enough. So this is a public path, walkway, for you to reach your garden, which will start just in front of us. There's some neighbors, they don't live here, they just come and attend whatever garden they have. And this is our garden, which basically starts here. Legally, they even are 2 strips of land, but of course considered all to be just one. Let me just open this fence here. Let me see. There you go. And coming in. So here at this first terrace, we find some more olives. It is fenced, okay, and it drops down a little bit. With the drone footage also, it will be easier for you to understand the shape of it. But basically, imagine a straight rectangle going down. Here, a stone terrace was made to secure these lands. And we have a terrace. So beautifully done in stone. We came from there. And here we find some more olives. A veggie patch. Just here. Okay. Some tomatoes over there. Look at them go. And over here we have, what is this? This is an apple. There you go. And it still continues on because the well, it's on the last terrace. I believe all in all we have 3 terraces. So very close by to the house. So it's just a walk of 1 minute, not even that. And it will land on that boulder over there, but from here I believe you understand the size of it. The path is just here, so let's go there. But from here, shooting up, we have this terrace, then that terraced part in stone, and then the first terrace when going up. Then here it's the well, for water of course. And I would say that it has less 50 centimeters from the limit of the ground. And of course they have an amazing veggie garden here. So some more olives, a lot of space for gardening. Quite good. By the way, we do not have electricity here, so this will be an off-grid property. You'll have to install solar panels. And this is our limit, which is fenced on that side. Here we have just a small creek, just to divert these rainy waters, not a river, of course. And it passes along these boulders and continues on. So all of these going up. And you have your veggie patch. By the way, we have another tree here, which is quince. There you go. We use this to do marmalade in Portugal. And just walk you a little bit up. It's a different view, of course. And just to reach yet again our well. There you go. Some frogs leaping. Quite nice. A dragonfly just stopped there. Nice. And this is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I keep on posting new properties up for sale. About this property, I'll leave a description on the video below and my details for any specific information or to schedule a visit. See you next time. Bye bye. Cheers.